Hello, it's Peter here from Woodrow Handcrafts in Gympie, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about the functions of the ready to sew screen in the embroidery mode of the Memory Craft 15000. So what we're going to be talking about is what all the different buttons do, what all the information on the screen tells us. So starting from the top left hand button here is our highlight stitch colour. So at the moment we've got all our colour. You can see the entire design that you're going to be embroidering. If I press that button, it just highlights the centre colour. That tells me exactly where we're going to be embroidering. Turn that off. Next across is our colour listing. So if I press that one, it'll come up with the full list of all the colours that we're going to be using in this embroidery design. And you'll see up here it says Janome polyester, which is what we've got this machine set to, and this is page 1 of 2. So using the arrow will give us the second page of colours there. So if you like to get all organised, you can go through and select out all the colours you want to use. Next along is our Basting Trace function. So if I press that one, it comes up with this screen, and what that screen then gives us is we've got 3 options. So the first option here is our trace option. So if I press the key in the middle here, that will then trace around the edge of where the embroidery will be stitched, and if I press either of these 4 corner ones, it will take me to the corner of that embroidery design. Next up, across the top here is our basting function. So what this one will do, if I press the start stop, will baste around the edge of around the outside of the design, just in a square. So this will hold your top layer of fabric to your stabilizer so that it's not bunching on you or moving. And then the next one along is a double basting stitch. So what it does is it does the basting stitch that we got first time around the outside, and we get an inner square of basting stitches as well. And to do that, either of the 2 basting stitches, just press the start stop button and it will start stitching. I'll press X there. Next along the top is our adjust settings button. So if I press that one, we get this next screen here. So what I can adjust in this screen here is my tension is the first one across the top, set to 2.6. Our trim function, which is set to 2, and our foot height, which is set to 1.7 millimeters. You'll see here you've even got a quick adjustment, so you can change that to 2.2 if you want to, if you're using a wadding when you're doing your embroidery as well, or just leave that on the 1.7, or just using the plus and minus, you can adjust that foot height to wherever you would like it to be. And if you adjust any of these settings, as I have there, and then just want to put everything back to the default settings, press the DFT, and that will take everything back to the default. And you can tell what the default setting is meant to be. On the top of each of these lines here, you'll see there's a little ball. That will show us exactly what our default setting is meant to be. I'll press OK. Next one along up top here is our hoop movement button. So what I can do is I can go to the top left hand corner of the embroidery hoop, the top middle and the top right of the embroidery hoop. So if I press that, that'll move the hoop so I can get easy access to the bit I need. And you've also got the return carriage to home button there in the bottom corner, which will send the carriage all the way back to the home, so you can close it up if you need to. Press X. So as we move down, it says here we're in ready to sew. That's our embroidery design. Over here on the right hand side, tell you the hoop. So it is meant to be an SQ23 hoop design and used P foot. As we move down, it then gives us the embroidery design dimensions, how many colour changes there are, that we've got auto tension, jump stitch trimming is on. I'm on 1,000 stitches a minute, and it will take 134 minutes to embroider out. As we move further down, we've got our stitch counter here. So at the moment that's set on 0, and there'll be 70,919 stitches. You can advance through those stitches one at a time if you wish, using the plus or the minus button to reverse there. And you can also jump to a specific stitch number by pressing this button here and typing in the stitch number that you want. So if you want to go to 30,000 stitches, just type in 30,000 there, press OK. The stitch count has changed to 30,000. You can hear that the embroidery carriage has moved even though I haven't got the hoop attached. And you can see we're now on colour number 6 here. And so down the bottom here, this is our colour listing, and I'll take this back to 0 stitch. So I'll clear that, go to 0, press OK. So you'll see here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it shows me the next 5 colours in this embroidery design. The tick shows me that that is the colour that we're using, and you can advance through the design if you want to by colour. So I'll highlight the colour that we're embroidering, which is that one there. Then using the up and down arrow here, we can advance through the design there to a specific colour if we just wanted to embroider out one part of the design, or you just wanted to advance through the design very quickly. Take that back to our first stitch. What else have we got left on the screen here? Over here on the left hand side you've got the little wheel, so you've got up, down, right, left. These are your fine adjustment for your hoop, for your embroidery start position. So if you want this to start right in the very centre, you've marked the centre point of your design. You then put your hoop on, check that the needle's dropping into the centre. If it's not, use the up and down, right and left arrows to adjust that starting position. And what the plus sign in the middle does, if I press this, you'll see that we get a little plus sign here, and as we advance, you can see that's moving. So that's showing us where we're meant to be stitching at any given time. And that is the basics of what the Ready to Sew screen is.